So today I want to talk about some coverages that are on your auto insurance policy and give you a little bit of information about what those are for. My name is John Berger. I'm a trial attorney focusing on personal injury cases in Utah, and thank you for visiting this channel. So I want to talk today about UIM and PIP coverages. UIM stands for underinsured motorist. Basically, this is coverage that you buy just in case the person who crashes into you doesn't have enough insurance. Now in Utah, the state minimum for required car insurance coverage is only $25,000 for bodily injury. I'm not talking about property damage and fixing your car right now. I'm talking about the coverage for injuries, medical bills, pain and suffering, lost wages. So if you get crashed into by somebody who has $25,000 in coverage, that's not going to be enough if you're seriously injured. If you're out of work for several weeks or even months, if you have serious injuries or if you need surgeries and substantial treatment, that $25,000 goes by really fast. Now, hopefully the other driver has more coverage. If they have $50,000 per person or $100,000 per person or even $1 million per person, then that offers more coverage to you and you might not need to access your own underinsured motorist coverage. Now, like all insurance, you hope you don't ever need to use it. And so it's hard to determine how much you want to purchase. When you're talking to your agent, do you want $1 million in UIM coverage, or $100,000 per person, or $50,000 per person? If you and your entire family get hit by an underinsured driver, do you want there to be enough coverage to be able to take care of all of your medical bills for your entire family, any of your lost wages, and any of your pain and suffering? And so the amount you choose is going to be a personal choice. I would say the most common policies are underinsured motorist policies that have $100,000 in coverage per person and $300,000 in coverage per accident. Now that can be a little bit more expensive than $25,000 in coverage, but sometimes it's not even that much more. The important thing is to ask your agent when you're talking to them about your insurance policy what quotes would be for different levels. Because if it's only $3 or $4 more a month to add another $50,000 in coverage, that's something you should seriously consider. In any event, $25,000 is almost never enough to take care of you if you're in anything more than a very minor accident. If you could afford it, my recommendation in Utah would be for you to have at least $100,000 per person in UIM coverage. And if you can afford it, $250,000 per person is even better. You don't want to go crazy and you don't want to spend too much money, and I understand everybody's got to try and balance how much insurance costs versus what benefits you might need. But I would say that is the sweet spot for most families. Now I want to be clear, I am not a licensed insurance agent, and I'm not trying to give you specific advice about what different insurance companies will cover and specific advice about what products they will offer. You should talk to your insurance agent to get specific information about what policies are available and what they would recommend as well. My experience comes from taking these cases all the way through to arbitration and trial and dealing with people who have different levels of coverage and seeing some of the consequences of people having policies that are too small for their needs. The next coverage I want to talk about is called PIP, or Personal Injury Protection. In Utah, most policies carry a $3,000 personal injury protection policy for people who are injured in car accidents. This $3,000 is an almost no questions asked coverage for the medical bills that you have up to $3,000 from a car accident. So it's actually your own auto insurance policy that will cover up to $3,000 or whatever limit you buy, and this policy then has to get reimbursed by the at-fault driver if somebody else is at fault, once you have a settlement or a trial verdict. Now, PIP is also adjustable. You can talk to your agent about raising that up to $10,000 or $25,000, and it really depends on what kind of health insurance you have, what kind of financial capabilities you have, and whether it's best to pay the extra money to get up to that $10,000 or $25,000 level. Every family's different, everybody's needs are different, but if you have a really good health insurance with a reasonable deductible, most people find that $3,000, $5,000, or $10,000 in PIP coverage is sufficient to take care of you if you're in a car accident. And then health insurance should usually kick in, or you can use other options such as liens, or find other ways to get treatment that you need. Feel free to reach out to me by accessing my website at www.jblegalutah.com. You can also comment on this video if you have questions. I'm not giving you specific legal advice for your personal injury case. If you've been injured in an accident, it's important that you hire a qualified personal injury attorney. You can reach out to me with the contact information on my website. I'd love to give you a free consultation if your accident happened in Utah. And thank you again for watching this video.